Hello guys, I'm back. My name is Jeferson Costa and I teach students, graduates and engineers how to work with chemical process engineering and plant design. And today I am here with you to talk a little bit about process flow diagrams or PFDs, how important they are for your plant design and what are their main purpose in plant design. So to start with, a process flow diagram is a simplified diagram that shows the process. The main objective of the process flow diagram is to show the process. And the process is associated with the lines going in, the lines going out, or the raw material going in and the product going out. And to be able to transform the raw material into the products, we need unit operations. We needed pumps, compressors, vessel separators, distillation columns, heat exchangers, and etc. So based on that, the first thing that I do when I receive the scope of a project is to put the scope of a project into drawings. And the first drawing that I develop is the process flow diagram, depending on how mature is the project, or at least a block flow diagram. That is a simplified drawing of the process flow diagram. One important thing to mention is the process flow diagram. The main objective of this document, besides showing the process, besides showing the scope of the project into drawing, is to show all the streams conditions or all the process conditions of the streams. Every time that you change a condition in a stream, you should identify that in the process flow diagram and let it available for the reader. And the reader will be the chemical process engineer during the plant design, or will be the chemical process engineer during operations, or the operators, depending on the expertise of the operators. They should or they must be familiar with the process flow diagram. And why I am telling you that? I am dealing with some projects, not necessarily when you are a chemical process engineer in plant design, you do all the projects. Sometimes you need to be a fiscal. You need to do verifications of documents from another company that has the expertise on those processes. For instance, your company will buy a new liquid CO2 unit. So based on that, there are a lot of licensors, very skilled licensors available in the market. We need to verify which one of them offers the best schedule and best cost, and based on that, your company decides from whom they will buy the company. Once the purchase is ordered, it's time to receive the documentations from the project. So based on that, although your company is a manufacturing company, there is no plant design department for specific projects. Most often, engineers are hired only just for this endeavor, only for just project, in order that we have a double check between what the licensors has done and what we will receive. You cannot imagine, but sometimes there are some mistakes, and mistakes happens because we are humans, and that's why very important to you as a customer, although you don't have a design department, to have people skilled on understanding what must be received from the design companies, from the licensors, and etc. And I had a discussion with a licensor recently because they prepared the process flow diagram as it was the scope of the project in terms of skids. So this licensor has some 3 or 4 skids for their process, and they identify the boundaries of the skids in the process flow diagram. First thing, the process flow diagram is not for that, and based on that, they hide some process information, arguing that those information was inside the skid, and the skid is their properties. It doesn't make any sense, because once I'm buying a process, once I'm buying a license for operations, the chemical process engineer in the operations must know all the process conditions of the process. How I will define or how I will be able to know if my pressure vessel will operate at 2 bar G, 3 bar G, 1.5 bar G, if that information is not available in the process flow diagram. And when I'm talking to you about that, I always associate the process flow diagram with the heat and material balance of the plant. Sometimes the informations are in the same drawing, so I have the drawing, the process flow diagram drawing, and inside the drawing I have the lines or the streams, identification of the streams, and with the process conditions. At a minimum, you must have the composition, flow, pressure, temperature, and many cases you have the phase, if it's vapor, if it's condensate, and etc. But for sure, at a minimum, you must have the composition, mass flow, pressure, and temperature. Most often, we have also the molar flow to let easier for the chemical process engineer do the calculations. But this is a minimum. And as many information we have, it gets more space in the process flow diagram. And in many cases, and when we have multiple scenarios or multiple cases to consider, most often the heat and material balance is detached from the drawing and put in a specific document. That can be an Excel spreadsheet or can be a Word format. So in this way, you will read the process flow diagram, the drawing, and you identify the line or the streamline that can be in numbers, can be in letters, no matter. You identify the stream that you are considering, and you go to the heat and material balance, and you read your heat and material balance and know what's happening in the process. So this is the minimum information that must have to develop and to let the person that is reading know about your process. So in this way, I have this argue, and we still discussing what the supplier will do in this case, but again, for me, there is no sense in provide a process or to sell a license of a process for someone without showing delivering the process conditions of all streams that is available in the process. There is no sense to that, because when we are doing the operations, we must know if we are in the correct conditions, if we are in safe conditions, if we are in dangerous conditions, and all of that starts with the process flow diagram. Of course, that there are other documentations to support operations, but the first thing that you should do when you are a chemical process engineer working with plant design is to do a good review in the process flow diagram of the licensor that you are working with, because there are all the information or the main information to develop all the documentation of the project. The satellites, the utilities, most often or almost always depends on the main process, and the main process in many cases are the responsibility of the licensor. But if you are able to identify if there is any kind of issue, we expect there is no issue, but if you identify any issue in the main process, that will influence your utilities. And if you start a project with the wrong assumptions, that will cost more money, more schedule, and that will change the scope. So guys, this is it. If you like this video, if it was good for you, give me your like and also share it with chemical engineers and society or engineer groups, in order that will help me to reach 1,000 chemical process engineers around the world. So this is it. I hope you like it, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.